It's Wednesday, and today we're talking about something kind of different and interesting. We're talking about Monster High because, well, from what I'm given to understand, there might be some thematic, canonical overlaps between Monster High and Supernatural, and so maybe this is of interest to some of you. So let's jump into it, and I have a very special guest to help me on with this one. Let's
Yes.
start with a brief introduction to Monster High from our resident Monster High expert.
So yes, I'm the resident Monster High expert. Monster High started out in 2010. I could be wrong, but I think it was 2010. It started off as like an idea. It was something new, something I feel like people never seen before. And a couple years before was 4 years before Supernatural started. When it came onto the shelves, like there were so many different opinions on it. There were people who were like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome! Like I'm getting this for my children." Then there were people who were like, because unfortunately, with a lot of dolls, this is how a lot of people are. They're like, "Oh, these are slimes. They're horrible. They're demonic." And so you just had two sides of the coin, and so yeah, and then like it became this big brand over
Yeah.
time with movies. They have a lot of movies, and then a show that aired. It was webisodes, not like a show, but it was like on YouTube because that's when it was popular to do stuff like that. And then yeah, and then they kept producing more dolls.
So it was kind
Oh,
of
we can.
like Barbie for the goth kids, right? Like, from what
Oh,
I understand.
to a point, yes. But then like once it came out of like that first few years, it kind of started not being goth anymore and just its own
Yeah.
thing. But they
Yeah.
were still monsters. Even though people will swear up and down, oh, they were edgy for the whole time. It's not true. I was there. But and then, in 2015, around 2015, they discontinued the first generation, which were
Yeah.
like the edgy ones. Then in 2015, which a lot of people in the doll collecting community like to call the Great Drought of 2015 to 2020, because that's when everything rebooted, and it was horrible. There was nothing good on shelves. Monster High rebooted, and for the first few years, like not few years, few months, maybe it was good. It was okay. Like they just had bigger eyes and they looked more childish. And so then that got a TV show, and I think that actually premiered on TV a few times, if I remember correctly. And then during that time, like the fans were all over the place. They were like, "Oh, this is bad," but then the like parents were like, "Oh, this is more for children." And then that got discontinued in like 20, maybe 17, 18. It was like it only lasted a couple of years. And then for the longest time, we didn't have anything, and like people were like, "Oh my God, this is like we want Monster High back." So then in 2020, no, 2021, one of the 2 years, we got our first set of Skeletor dolls, which are they take popular IPs like they did for the first two. It was Pennywise and the Grady twins from The Shining, and they turned them into dolls. And
Oh,
it was
cool.
something brand new. I feel like because I don't feel like a lot of people do that. And so it was just such a way to bring them back that everybody was like, "Wow!" And then they were like, "Okay, we want more. We want more." And then later, I think it might have been that year or next year, we got Beetlejuice. And then we got Generation 3 of Monster High in 2022. Yeah, 2022, we got Generation 3 of Monster High, which is the current thing that's going on right now,
Yeah.
which had a show, it has webisodes, it has two movies, but they're not technically canon to Generation 3. It's confusing. But yeah, and then that's kind of the history of Monster High, and it's still going on right now, like Generation 3 and the Collectors.
But are they all sort of like separate entities? Is there
Yes,
any
a lot of them.
connection to it?
It's actually, and they explained this a while back once Generation 3 was in its early years. It's kind of like Marvel, it's a multiverse.
Right.
And so Generation 1 is its own thing. All of
Okay.
it, whatever happens in the webisodes and the movies, is canon to Generation 1.
Got it.
Generation 2 only got two movies, which isn't like they weren't the best. They were okay. They were cute, but then they had like a webisode which was different from the movies, and so I think those are kind of different. And then with Generation 3, the live action movies are not canon to anything. They're their own entity. But they're still classified as Generation 3 because it was kind of a way to like ease into the new generation. Like the movies were that's I I'm assuming that's why they were made, was to ease people into this generation and be like, "Hey, here's movies, so now you get to buy the dolls." Because that's a lot of times when they make like movies and stuff of dolls, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is to buy the dolls."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You get
Merch.
more interested.
Yeah.
Yes, merchandise.
Okay. So they have different sort of types of monsters, right? Like, and we also have different
Yes,
types of monsters in Supernatural. So what are some of
yes.
the overlaps? Like, because werewolves and I'm
Just
guessing vampires.
yes, werewolves, vampires. Um, one of them's a Franken monster, which is she. Well, they're the daughter of Frankenstein, so we've seen Frankenstein in Supernatural before, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to make sure because it's that one episode where it's all black and white, and that's like one of my favorite episodes of Supernatural.
Monster something. What's it called? But yeah, that's a very iconic episode. Yeah.
And then mummies, like we've seen mummies in Supernatural, I think at least once, maybe twice. Have
Yeah,
we
have
seen any
we?
sea
Have
monsters?
we? Uh,
I thought maybe there is no mummies in Supernatural. I thought there was like also one in like one of those monster episodes. Maybe I'm
maybe.
misremembering. I could have sworn they had to fight off a mummy. Maybe I'm crazy, you guys.
It's giving Brendan Fraser. They have to fight off a mummy.
But yeah, I don't think there's ever been a sea monster in Supernatural. I guess
uh, I
we
mean, they
see
had like,
sirens.
yeah, and they had like ghosts in the lake and stuff.
Sure, so we can count sea monsters. I
Yeah.
mean, we'll count sea
Yeah.
monsters. I mean, zombies, obviously.
Zombies,
We've
yeah.
seen zombies a few times. I'm trying to think of like because there's so many monsters in Monster High. Oh, witches, obviously. There's like
Yeah,
so many
witches.
witches in Supernatural. I don't think there's ever technically a demon in Monster High because that might be cutting it a little too close. And
Okay, so
but
like witches. So my favorite witch is Rowena. Who's your favorite
obviously,
witch?
I mean, I would have to. I mean, I would also have to say Rowena because
Mm.
she's a baddie.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Um,
Who's the witch? Like, who's the sort of like the canonical like famous witch from Monster High?
Technically speaking, is she's from Generation One because I mean, I could go with Draculaura because she is like one of the main characters in Generation Three. But I think it would be Castiel, who was in Generation One.
Mm-hmm.
She But the interesting part about her is she's not daughter of like a witch.
Yeah,
She's the daughter of Cersei, who is a popular, very, I think she's a siren, correct?
I have no
Is that right?
idea.
I think it's right. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think she's a witch. Not a witch, a siren.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so interesting. But Castiel is a witch who uses her singing to persuade people almost. So kind of like
Hmm.
siren. And it's
That's
really cool.
interesting because it's like with Rowena, you see like with Rowena and Crowley, because like you kind of
Yeah.
see this sort of like generational trauma situation there where she tried to do the best she could, and then that kind of got passed down to like Crowley because like of all of the baggage and all of the kind of trauma that basically got passed on from like one generation to another. But she was also kind of abandoned by her family the same way Crowley was by her. And so it's kind of interesting that you see that kind of like chain there in terms of like her wanting to be a witch and wanting to be powerful is so that she wouldn't have to like depend on other people, and she wouldn't have like she could be an independent woman and she could do whatever she wanted to.
Yeah.
Do you see like similar themes in Monster High?
I think with one of the characters who was just newly introduced, Spelden, who is the brother of Castiel, he very much wants to find his own path and very much not be like his mother and sister because they're both technically sirens, but Castiel
Yeah.
witch. It's very confusing. But he wants to be full on like making the potions and like full on like just witch. And I think that's kind of a similarity.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also kind of see that in Draculaura because she is again a witch, but she
Yeah.
wants to do it to basically be able to help people. She does it for fun sometimes, but she does it to help people as well. So it's very like I feel like that could be kind of a comparison.
That's interesting because like that's kind of more like when Rowena starts teaching Sam stuff and Sam's only using that to like help people. And so
True.
that kind of feels a lot like Sam.
Yes.
That's cool. I mean, I guess with werewolves we have like Kate and like that story. I don't know if you've seen that.
Not yet. But
Yeah, there's this like so there's a storyline which is like the werewolf storyline in Supernatural with Kate who accidentally becomes a werewolf, and Sam and Dean like let her go basically because she promises, like she tells them that she's not going to hurt people
yeah,
and
it's a
stuff
good
like
stuff.
that. And then they like kind
Yeah.
of do like I think they pick it up like once or twice over like it's between like seasons 8 and 14. Like we see her once again, and or I think two more times. And the first time
Yeah.
well, at least one of the times we see her, she her sister gets infected, and she's like looking for her sister, and I don't know how her sister got infected, or she's like trying to get infected or something like that, and Sam and Dean are hunting her sister, and she's like, well, no, don't hunt her, I'm gonna take care of her, blah blah blah. And so that's
Yeah.
like one of the storylines, and so like Sam and Dean are always concerned about her because they like let her go, so they kind of feel responsible, like if she hurts somebody or she kills somebody, it's like on them.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the like werewolf like plots, which I think is very interesting.
I think a lot of it, most of the werewolves are born werewolf, not turned. But I mean, still technically being turned, Draculaura, her original like backstory, really sad for a doll line, but she and her mother back, I don't know how long ago it was, but they had gotten really sick and her mother died.
Oh my god.
And so Draculaura was close to dying. And so Dracula, who is obviously everybody knows who Dracula is, um, he turns Draculaura into a vampire by biting her to save her from dying.
Oh, so she's like a part vampire?
I technically yes, but he turns her full vampire by biting her.
Oh, okay, okay, right, because you can be part vampire.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay, so she's the vampire witch.
Yes. But
Got
only in the newer generation.
That's interesting. Yeah,
It
I mean,
is.
I don't know if we see. Well, we do see that Sam kind of lets Dean get bitten by a vampire because he wants to test out the vampire cure. That's in the later season. Spoiler alert. No, it's not. It's in season 6. It's not in the later seasons.
Yeah,
My
because
bad.
I was gonna say I remember Dean getting bitten
Yeah.
before
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
him
yeah.
turning into a vampire.
Yeah, and so that's kind of like similar to that, but we don't see anyone turning anyone into a vampire for like survival purposes.
True.
It's a very interesting thing because you could, and I feel like other shows have, like other like supernaturally shows have done this before. Like this is not a new trope, like Twilight, for instance.
Twilight, not Twilight. True. I've never seen Twilight movies, but
Yeah,
I'll
I mean
believe it.
it's anything goes in Twilight. Like I could say anything, and you'd be like, yeah, that sounds plausible.
No, yeah, you could literally say the most craziest thing and I would believe it.
Yeah, yeah. Just because that's how Twilight rolls.
Definitely.
Okay, but
But
there are some like notable crossovers, right? Especially in the cast.
there is, yes, I'm so glad I get to talk about this. I've talked
Yes,
about
let's
this
do it.
before. Obviously, let's start with the most iconic. Felicia Day. She plays in Generation 3, she plays Leah Gelfs in the show.
Nice.
And I talk to her about it at every con. She's probably at this point like fed up with it. But Felicia Day, she gets to voice Leah Gelfs, and she seems to really love the character. Every time I
Mm-hmm.
bring her up, like she seems to actually. That's the thing about Felicia Day is she really connects with the characters a lot. I feel like, and she's just very like with Leah Gelfs, she feels very much love for the character, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Because I remember back in, it was not at a supernatural convention. It was at a Comic Con near me. I had the first time I met Felicia Day. I was like, oh yeah, they're not, because for a while the G3 Gulia Yelps were not selling well because a lot of people didn't like them. I personally love her. She's so pretty. But I told Felicia Day, I was like, so I was like, did you hear that Gulia Yelps is not getting any more dolls? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And like we were very mad about it.
Oh.
And and then when the show got canceled, I don't think they really knew it was getting canceled because I had like talked to Felicia Day about it,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Oh, it actually got canceled. Like I didn't know that that was actually happening." So it
Oh my
seemed like they
god.
didn't fully get told that it was happening,
That's so weird.
which is like it is. And I felt like when the show got canceled, I was like really upset because I was like, "Oh,
Mm.
like for one, that's media of a show, and that's how a lot of doll sales get sold." But also like these people had a job on the show and now they don't.
Mm.
And I mean, a lot of them are just really good voice actors, but I'm like really sad because Julia obviously doesn't really get portrayed in the media anymore. It was just the show. And like she's getting dolls now slowly, but it's like still very slow. And then same realm in Generation 3, the live action. the person who plays also Gulia Yelps, very funny, is I can't remember her name, but it's the person who Sam was best friends with in season 6 or 7, and she was like some sort of monster.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah. So Sam had this like childhood friend, and then like Dean kills
Yes,
her.
yes, and
Yeah.
then that maybe it was 7 because it might have been no, it was 6, I think. No, it
So
was
it's
6.
the
Yeah,
younger version of that character. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So she plays the younger version of that character, and there's a couple more. They're like little roles, but Steve Valentine, who plays Dracula in the Generation 3 movies. He was like kind of a background role in like an early season of Supernatural. Like I think it was season 1 or 2.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh, like that's kind of wow. And another oh my god, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but in Generation 3 she played Headless Headmistress Bloodgood, and she was in the same episode actually of Supernatural. So there's just a lot of connections to Supernatural that to Monster
Yeah,
High.
for sure. And I think it's
And
like because it's so like thematically like similar, I think that there's a lot of like also not like direct overlaps between the arcs, but more like similar kind of like messaging, if that makes sense.
definitely. Yes, definitely. I think, it's just basically not to say it's the same show but in different fonts, but it is. Um, I do want to believe that there's a world where Sam and Dean exist in the Monster High universe. 'Cause I think
I think it's like
that would
maybe like you start off by watching Monster High and then you like transition into Supernatural as you become an adult.
oh definitely. Uh, Monster High is for like the kids, and then you get older and you're like, oh, like Supernatural and
Yeah, it's
monsters
like
in it,
it
and it's
kind of
just
like it
totally
fills the
two
same like space, you know, like
yes.
yeah, it scratches the same itch essentially.
Like and like no seed of Supernatural fans, but they'll buy anything if you slap the Supernatural logo on it.
That is true. That's true.
Like I've seen some questionable Supernatural merch, but if you slap the Supernatural logo on it, they'll buy it because that's how both fandoms are. Honestly, like that's another comparison. It's like Monster High. If you just slap the Monster High logo on it, people won't buy it, and it will, especially like if it's a collector doll. They'll be like, oh yeah, let's buy this. Um, and then with Supernatural, like all you gotta do is throw the Supernatural logo on something, and people are like, oh, let's do this, let's buy it. And I feel like that's the same once you get.
But
Oh,
you
go
know,
on.
like what I feel, and I feel like this is like a more of a general trend. Like the bigger the franchise, the worse the merch. You know?
Oh, definitely. I do feel like there's a lot of Supernatural. Like there's there's a few pieces of merchandise that I'm thinking about right now.
So, you know, both fandoms are equally nuts about merch.
Yes, definitely. And it's like because once the Supernatural people find out about certain Supernatural stuff, it goes up in price so fast, like that.
True,
Because
true.
I remember those plushies, that the ones with like the little black eyes, they're so cute. I had gotten all mine for like $25 each, maybe. Then literally recently they're like $100, and I'm like, where did this come from? Who did this? Like I thought these were my little secret, and now I can't find. I like want to buy them back, and there's two that I didn't have, which is there's a, I think they were released overseas, and it's a Dodgeball Dean and a Crowley one. I can't get them because they're so expensive, and I'm like, thanks for that, you guys. Thanks, Supernatural.
If you're looking for good merch, like going like off brand is often like so much better.
Yeah, and
Like
definitely,
go
I think.
support like a small seller on Etsy or like Redbubble or something like that because you'll get
Oh,
so much better merch.
I mean, hold on. Let me show you some of my like favorite pieces of merch. I mean, obviously, this is made by my friend. She does the con. I don't. Oh my god, I have her business card right here. Let's promote her. It is a little Destiel pin.
Oh, that's so cute.
My little crochet Castiel. I have a Jack one, but he's all the way like up there. So,
I'm trying to do this one by myself because I started crocheting last year, but I didn't get too far because I don't have time. But
oh,
I'm trying to like crochet my own little cast plushie.
I love crochet stuff. Like it's if you make crochet stuff, for one, you are talented. For two, you are my favorite person in existence because I love little crochet stuffed animals. They're so
Me
cute. They're
too.
much more, and you could tell like how much love was put into them.
Yeah,
But yeah, there's just so much little fan stuff you can support. Like
yeah,
I love the little fan like merchandise because like I love it a lot more than some of the actual merchandise. And that's okay because
yeah,
at the end of the day, you're supporting. And at the cons, God, there's so many people who sell so much good stuff.
yeah.
and you're like, okay, I want to buy everything. I just want to put everything in my bag and just go and come home with 80 pieces of supernatural merchandise.
So go support fan art. Like I'm definitely
Yes,
like 100% on board with this. Yes, go like the best art that
yes,
you'll find will often be created by fans because they love the fandom so much and they
yes,
just end up with like and they're so talented. Like people are so freaking talented. So go support
definitely.
some fan art.
Like more fun stuff in the fandom because you see plushies and buttons and art
Mm,
prints. I want something crazy. Like I want you to make dolls of supernatural characters.
yeah.
Oh my god, that reminds me. I literally seen somebody give Ruth Connell a Rowena Barbie, and it was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen.
Oh, that's so pretty.
I don't know where you are, person who gave Ruth Connell a Barbie, but make me some. I will pay you. I will pay you a lot of money. I will. I will pay a lot of money for a supernatural Barbie.
Support fan merch, and if anyone's out there looking to make dolls, supernatural dolls, you're gonna
We're
make.
interested.
Yeah, we're interested. We'll facilitate.
Like I will. I will pay amount of money. I don't know how much you're going to charge me, but I will pay it. Mattel, if you're watching somehow, or Jensen and Jared, if you're watching.
Jensen and
Um,
Jared, if you're watching, let us know.
we want Monster High collector dolls of the supernatural characters.
Well,
Well,
thank
we're
you
really
so much for that brief walk down Monster High history. Clearly, there's a lot of
thank.
overlaps. So, if you're interested in if you love Supernatural, you might actually like Monster High. Thank you so much for watching this video. This was an interesting one to do, and hopefully, you got something out of it. And if you do go watch Monster High, let me know. I would love to know what you think about it. Thanks for liking, sharing, and clicking that bell, and I will see you next time.